De Silva for Gold FM, bringing you your morning news.
The news headlines on Gold FM.
In your news headlines, no confidence bid launched against PM Hadani. More rains, stronger winds expected. 7 remain in hospital as illicit liquor producer flees. And in news overseas, US discussing options to acquire Greenland.
The top story on Gold FM.
The opposition decided to bring a motion of no confidence against Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amrasuriya. Chief Opposition Whip Gayantha Karunatilaka announced that the move follows concerns regarding a Grade 6 English module released under recent education reforms. Members of Parliament are expected to begin signing the motion at the parliamentary complex today. The decision was finalised during a meeting of opposition party leaders held yesterday, with a further meeting led by opposition leader Sajid Premadasa scheduled for this morning to formalise the signatures.
This is the local news on Gold FM.
Post-mortem examinations are scheduled for today for the 3 family members killed in a domestic arson in Kalimpindunueva. Investigations confirm that a 43-year-old father set the house on fire using petrol, resulting in his own death, alongside his 36-year-old wife and 13-year-old daughter. 3 other family members, a son, a daughter and the grandmother, remain in the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital, receiving treatment for injuries sustained in the blaze, while the youngest son escaped unharmed. Police revealed that the suspect and his wife were embroiled in a long-standing domestic dispute, which had been the subject of several prior complaints. Preliminary investigations suggest the alcohol consumed by several people, which resulted in 5 deaths, was brewed inside a barrel previously used for chemical thinner. Police confirmed that 5 people died and 7 others are receiving emergency treatment at the Negombo District General Hospital after consuming the allegedly toxic illicit liquor in Vaikkala. While the primary manufacturer of the liquor reportedly fled the area, 2 women, the local seller and the suspect's wife, were taken into custody. Magistrate inquiries into the deaths were conducted yesterday by the Madavilla magistrate, and post-mortem examinations are scheduled to take place today. The Department of Meteorology warned that a low-pressure area southeast of Sri Lanka is expected to develop into a depression within the next 12 hours. The system is forecast to move west-northwest towards the island's eastern coast, bringing increased rainfall to the northern, north-central, eastern, Uva and central provinces starting tomorrow. Heavy falls exceeding 50 millimeters are expected in parts of the Uva province and the Batiklo, Ampara, Polonnaruwa, Mathale and Hambantota districts, while other areas may experience thundershowers after 1 p.m. Strong winds of up to 50 kilometers per hour are predicted for several areas, including the eastern slopes of the Central Hills and the Colombo and Kampala districts. Meanwhile, spill gates at the Kalawava and Ulhitiratkinda reservoirs were opened to manage rising water levels. In response to the weather conditions, the National Building Research Institute issued landslide warnings for the Ududumbara area in Kandy, as well as the Nildahinna and Valapane areas in the Nuwara district. The General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Bodhijana Peramuna, Sagara Kariyavasam, claims that National People's Power MP Shanta Padmakumara, who is implicated in the incident where a police constable was allegedly assaulted, is currently serving a suspended prison sentence. He made the revelation while speaking to media at a briefing in Colombo yesterday. In the interest of clarity, we have refrained from dubbing his remarks.
මගේ අතේ තියෙනවා ඇඹිලිපිටිය මහේස්ත්‍රාත් අධිකරණයේ අංක 63යි 160 ඇලයිරක් 19 නඩුවේ පිටපතක්. මේ නඩුව පවරලා තියෙන්නේ විත්තිකාරයෝ 3 දෙනෙක්ට එරෙහිව. ගාමිණී කීර්තිලාල් එක්කෙනෙක්, ශාන්ත පද්මකුමාර අනිත් එක්කෙනා, තවත් තුන්වෙනියෙක් ඉන්නවා. ශාන්ත පද්මකුමාර කියන පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීවරයා එතුමාට එරෙහිව යම්කිසි චෝදනාවක් නැගුණා කංසාවගාවක් සම්බන්ධයෙන්. හැබැයි ඒ කංසාවගාව අල්ලන්න ගිය පොලිස් නිලධාරියා ගුටි කෑවා. හැබැයි ගුටි කාපු පොලිස් නිලධාරියා මේ වෙනකොට වැඩ තහනම් වෙලා ගෙදර ඉන්නවා. අපිට දැනගන්න ලැබිච්ච දෙයක් තමයි මේ ශාන්ත පද්මකුමාර කියන පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීවරයා ඇඹිලිපිටිය මහේස්ත්‍රාත් අධිකරණය විසින් අපරාධමය වරදකට වරදකරුවෙක් වෙලා දඬුවම් නියම කරපු පුද්ගලයෙක්. ඔහුට ඇඹිලිපිටිය ප්‍රදේශයේ පාසලක විදුහල්පතිවරයෙක්ගේ රාජකාරියට බාධා කරලා අඩත්තේට්ටම් කරන්න උත්සාහ කරලා ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් නඩු විභාගයක් ගිහිල්ලා ඇඹිලිපිටිය මහේස්ත්‍රාත්වරයා විසින් ඔහුව මාස 3කට සිර දඬුවම් නියම කරනවා. ඒ මාස 3 සිර දඬුවම අවුරුදු 5කට අත්හිටවනවා. ඊට අමතරව රුපියල් 20000 බැගින් වන්දි ගෙවන්න නියම කරනවා. ඔහු ඒ සිර දඬුවමට විරුද්ධව අභියාචනයක් ඉදිරිපත් කළා. ඉන්පසු ඒ අභියාචනය ඉවත් කරගෙන තියෙනවා. අභියාචනය ඉවත් කරගෙන තියෙන්නේ 2021 අගෝස්තු මාසේ 3 වෙනිදා තමයි ඔහු ඒ අභියාචනය ඉවත් කරගෙන තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට 2021 අගෝස්තු 3 වෙනිදා ඉඳන් අවුරුදු 5ක් යනකල් මේ අත්හිට වූ සිර දඬුවම බලාත්මකයි. මේ මන්ත්‍රීවරයාගේ ප්‍රශ්නේ උඩ මේ රටේ මාධ්‍ය නාලිකාවක් තහනම් කරන්න තරම් පොලිසිය උත්සාහ දැරුවා. ඔබට මතක ඇති හිරු නාලිකාව තහනම් කරන්න පොලිස්පතිවරයා යටතේ තියෙන මාධ්‍යාංශයෙන් පැමිණිල්ලක් කරනවා. මේ රටේ ඉතිහාසයේ කවදාවත් නොවිච්ච දෙයක්. මේ සියලු දේ කරලා තියෙන්නේ මේ අපරාධකාරයෙක් හැටියට චෝදනා ලැබලා දඬුවම් ලැබලා ඒ දඬුවම තවම ඉවර නොවිච්ච පුද්ගලයෙක් තමයි මේ කටයුතු කළා තියෙන්නේ.
While the government attempts to project an image of strategic control, a high-level briefing yesterday revealed a mounting list of diplomatic failures and legislative delays. From the outright rejection of Sri Lanka's BRICS ambitions to the admission that a 40-year-old labour law is only now being addressed after decades of exploitation, one can question why the administration's roadmap for 2026 appears increasingly like a series of reactive corrections rather than proactive leadership. When the Foreign Minister Vijitha Herath was quizzed on Sri Lanka's entry to the RCEP and the BRICS by our staff reporter Chamoth Fernando, the Minister only had answers for one of the two questions.
Minister, I have a question which is about Sri Lanka's membership at RCEP. What's the current status of the application that we put to the RCEP Secretariat? And my second question is about, given that India is the BRICS president this time, what is Sri Lanka's stance, Minister of Foreign Affairs stance joining BRICS this year? Are we trying to expedite it?
We have already applied for a membership. I am replying for the BRICS question of the regarding BRICS. We have already applied for a membership, but BRICS has taken the decision not to join any. Because of that decision, we cannot get our membership. But still, we are trying.
Given that India is a president this time of the BRICS, is there any...
India is one country. There are altogether 9 countries are there. Altogether obtain that decision. Because of that decision, we cannot obtain our membership.
The Deputy Minister acknowledged that the legal framework protecting over 1 million migrant workers, the country's primary source of foreign exchange, is a broken relic from 1985. The Deputy Minister called to abolish the Act, and which serves as a damning indictment of the state's long-term neglect of its most vulnerable economic contributors.
We see here is the Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau Act is not a complete act. So when the foreign employment sector was introduced in this country in a legal frame, this was introduced in I think 1985. So during certain periods the act has undergone a couple of amendments, but we feel that the amendments are not that adequate for us to cater the needs and to address the issues that has been arising in this foreign employment sector. So we took a decision that we should have a very broad act here which will address every parts of this foreign employment sector. So we will be abolishing this Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau. A new act will supersede.
The BRICS exclusion is a clear signal that Sri Lanka's international standing remains diminished, while the sudden rush to replace the 40-year-old labour laws suggests an administration scrambling to fix systemic failures that should have been addressed decades ago. For a nation facing $13 billion as a deficit and a devaluing currency, these diplomatic and legislative updates offer more questions than answers. The Chief of the Army Staff of India, General Upendra Dwivedi, is set to arrive in Sri Lanka today for a 2-day official visit. According to the Defence Ministry of India, the General will meet with senior military and civil leaders, including the Commander of the Sri Lanka Army and the Defence Secretary, to discuss regional security, training cooperation and capacity building. The visit includes addresses at the Defence Services Command and Staff College and the Army War College in Buttala, highlighting the bilateral commitment to professional military exchanges. General Dwivedi is also expected to pay his respects at the IPKF War Memorial in Colombo. 4 Sri Lankans returning from New Delhi were arrested at Bandaranaike International Airport for attempting to enter the country with forged visas for Poland. The suspects, who were seeking to migrate for work, were intercepted early this morning by immigration officials. Investigations revealed the passengers paid brokers a total of 6.4 million rupees to secure the travel documents and had even provided fingerprints at the Polish embassy in India as part of what they believed was a legitimate process. However, technical examinations by the Border Surveillance Unit confirmed the visas were sophisticated forgeries. Officials say the suspects appeared unaware the documents were fake and were prepared to pay additional fees upon their return.
Now for some news in brief.
Parliament was presented with a resolution by Chief Government Whip Dr. Nalinda Jaytissa to appoint a select committee to examine and report on the electoral system for provincial council elections yesterday.
The business news on Gold FM.
And now it's time for a stock market update, brought to you by Roshan Fernando of Capital Trust Securities.
The market maintained its upward momentum yesterday, with the market both indices recording gains. The all-share price index advanced 278 points to close at 23,292, recording its 9th straight session of gains. With yesterday's gains, the broader index edged closer to the record high of 23,659, recorded on 12th November 2025, just off 367 points. The more active S&P 20 index also increased 136 points to close at 6,363. Turnover accounted to 6.59 billion rupees. This was supported by active trading in Commercial Bank, Sampat Bank, Renuka Agri-Foods. Sector-wise, banking sector, capital goods and food and beverages sector dominated the activity.
International news on Gold FM.
United States President Donald Trump announced that Venezuela's interim authorities will transfer up to 50 million barrels of oil per day to the United States. In a statement on Truth Social, the president confirmed that the oil would be sold at market value, with the proceeds remaining under his personal control to be used to benefit both the Venezuelan and American people. In the meantime, the White House declared the acquisition of Greenland a national security priority, stating that Trump is considering a range of options to secure the Arctic territory, including the use of military force. This is just days after the US military operation in Venezuela and hours after a statement by European leaders backing Denmark.
Entertainment news on Gold FM.
Universal Music Group announced that James Stephen will join the company as Executive Vice President and Chief Communications Officer effective the 26th of January. Stephen will lead UMG's internal and external communications and oversee the communications operations of the company's global subsidiaries.
Sports news on Gold FM.
Sri Sri Lanka is set to take on Pakistan in the first of their T20 international encounters tonight at the Dambulla International Cricket Stadium. The match is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. That's it for now. This is Julia De Silva for Gold FM. Thank you and have a lovely day ahead.